अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। आज हम EDUA 501 का मिड टर्म प्रिपरेशन के हवाले से लेसन वाइज शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर्स स्टार्ट करने लगे हैं। पार्ट 1 इस वीडियो में कवर किया जाएगा, जिसमें लेसन नंबर 1 से लेसन नंबर 11 तक तमाम शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर जो हैं वो कवर किए जाएंगे। ठीक है, ये वीडियो आपके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा यूजफुल होने वाली है, तो इसे सेव कर लीजिएगा, बार बार देखिएगा ताकि आपके एग्जाम की अच्छी प्रिपरेशन हो सके। ठीक है, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। What is education? Education is a process of learning and development. What is a school? A school is a social institution for learning. What is community education? Education for all age groups is community education. Why is a school important? Because it develops skills and behavior. What is the role of teacher? Teacher guide and teacher is a role model. How does community affect school, influence values and culture? What is school home relationship? School home relationship supports child learning. ठीक है, अगर स्कूल का और घर का रिलेशन अच्छा होता है तो चाइल्ड लर्निंग को सपोर्ट मिलता है। व्हाट इज सोशल डेवलपमेंट? सोशल डेवलपमेंट इज अ लर्निंग सोशल बिहेवियर। ठीक है, व्हाई इज एजुकेशन इम्पोर्टेंट? एजुकेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज इट इम्प्रूव्स लाइफ क्वालिटी। मेन गोल ऑफ एजुकेशन is to develop personality. Why are female teachers more satisfied? Because of less financial pressure. Why are male teachers less satisfied? Because of low salary and family burden. ठीक है, फीमेल टीचर्स पे जो है फाइनेंशियल प्रेशर नहीं होता है, जबकि मेल टीचर्स पे उनकी बनिस्बत फैमिली प्रेशर होता है, लो सैलरी का प्रेशर होता है, तो इसकी वजह से मेल टीचर्स जो हैं वो लेस सेटिस्फाइड होते हैं। ठीक है, व्हाट आर मॉडर्न टीचिंग मेथड्स? Participation and problem solving, these are modern teaching methods. What did Hussain conclude in 1990? He concluded that male teachers are better in math. What is professional training? Practical teaching is skills training is a professional training. What are instructional materials? Charts, models, teaching aids are instructional materials. Why are higher class teachers considered better? Because they have more exposure. What is gender discrimination? Unequal opportunities for girls is a gender discrimination. Why do girls drop out of schools? Because of distance and safety issues. What is in-service training? In-service training is training during teaching. What is the main issue in Pakistan education? Low literacy rate is the main issue in Pakistan education. Why are female teachers less in number? Less education and training opportunities for females. That's why we have less female teachers in number. What is community education? Community education is a process of learning that takes place through active participation of people within a community. What is the purpose of community education? The main purpose of community education is to improve the quality of life of individuals and communities. Differentiate between formal and informal education. Formal education takes place in school and follows a structured curriculum, while informal education occurs in the community without a fixed curriculum. Formal education is planned and organized, whereas informal education is flexible and experience based. Formal education leads to certificates, while informal education focuses on skills and social development. What is the role of community leaders in schools? Community leaders play an important role in influencing school policies and supporting school development. What happens if community leaders are unqualified If community leaders are unqualified, they can negatively affect school policies and overall performance. How does a school affect the community? A school affects the community by setting standards, building reputation, and promoting positive values. What is meant by mutual support between school and community? Mutual support means that the school and community shares resources, facilities, and responsibilities with each other. Why should curriculum be linked with the community? The curriculum should be linked with the community to make learning relevant and meaningful for students. Why rules necessary for sharing facilities? Rules are necessary for sharing facilities to ensure proper use and to prevent misuse or damage. What is meant by school as a social institution? A school is called a social institution because it provides learning and social development within society. Why is safety important in schools? Safety is important in schools to protect students, teachers, and staff from accidents and emergencies. What is community development? Community development is the process of improving the social and living condition of people in a community. Why should policies be written and displayed? Policies should be written and displayed to ensure clarity, awareness, and proper implementation. What is the role of a school administration? The role of a school administration is to implement policies and manage the school actively. Why is cooperation between school and community important? Cooperation between school and community is important to create a supportive and effective learning environment. Why is a school called second home? The school is called a second home because children spend a significant amount of time there and develop emotionally, socially, and academically. Why is home school relationship important? A strong home school relationship is important because it supports the child's learning and overall development. How does communication help in education? Communication helps in education by sharing information about the child's progress and improving learning outcomes. What is the role of parents in education? Parents play an important role by supporting their child's learning and cooperating with teachers. What are the benefits of homeschool collaboration? Homeschool collaboration improves student achievement, behavior, and confidence. How can teacher build positive relationships with parents? Teachers can build positive relationships by communicating effectively, showing respect, and being supportive. Why is early contact with parent is important? Early contact with parent is important to establish trust and open communication from the beginning. What is consistent communication? Consistent communication means regular sharing of information between teachers and parents about the student. What is the purpose of parent teacher conferences? The purpose of parent teacher conferences is to discuss the student's academic progress and behavior. What is the benefit of including students in meeting? Including students in meeting help them take responsibility of their own learning. What is the role of student work folders? Student work folders help in sharing progress and maintaining communication between school and parents. What is the purpose of classroom newsletter? Classroom newsletter provide updates about classroom activities and important information. How does social media help communication? Social media helps in fast and effective communication between teachers and parents. Why is a class website important? A class website is important because it provides easy access to information about classroom activities and learning. What is the purpose of home visits? Home visits help teacher understand the child's home environment and family background. Why is a teacher considered important in society? A teacher is important because she influences students' learning, behavior, and future, which ultimately affects society and nation. Why should a teacher understand students' cultural background? A teacher should understand students' cultural background to avoid misunderstandings and to build trust, respect, and confidence among students. What happens if a teacher ignores students' culture? If a teacher ignores a student's culture, it can create misunderstandings, reduce student confidence, and weaken the teacher student relationship. What is meant by a teacher as a change agent? A teacher is a change agent means bringing positive change in students' behavior, thinking, and social attitudes. What is the primary role of teacher? The primary role of a teacher is to impart knowledge and ensure that the students understand what is being taught. Why a teacher? Why are teachers considered role models? Teachers are considered role models because students observe and follow their behavior, attitude, and action. What is meant by a teacher as an external parent? Teacher as an external parent means guiding, mentoring, and supporting students like parents during school time. Right? Three roles of a teacher in modern education: teaching knowledge, mentoring students, and counseling and guiding students. These are three roles in modern education. Difference between traditional and modern teacher role. Traditional teacher focus only on teaching while modern teacher also mentors and counsels. पहला डिफरेंस है कि जो है ट्रेडिशनल टीचर सिर्फ टीचिंग पे फोकस करते हैं जबकि मॉडर्न टीचर जो है मेंटोरिंग और काउंसलिंग पे भी फोकस कर रहे होते हैं. ट्रेडिशनल टीचिंग इज टीचर सेंटर्ड while मॉडर्न टीचिंग इज स्टूडेंट सेंटर्ड. ठीक है. ट्रेडिशनल रोल इज लिमिटेड टू क्लासरूम while मॉडर्न रोल extends to personal development of students. How does teacher influence student personality? A teacher influences student personality through behavior, communication, guidance, and by setting a positive example. मैं आपको सजेस्ट करूंगी कि आप मेरे ये लेक्चर्स भी तमाम जरूर अटेंड कीजिएगा, लाजमी इनको सुने, देखें, ताकि आपको ये सवालात, ये एमसीक्यूज अच्छे से याद हो सकें, जहन नशीन हो सकें और आप अपने एग्जाम की अच्छी प्रिपरेशन कर सकें. ये शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हैं, लेकिन अगर आप इनको थोड़ा ध्यान से समझेंगे, याद रखेंगे, तो आप लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस के अंदर भी अच्छा आंसर अपने आप में, अपने वर्डिंग्स में जो है वो लिख पाएंगे. और जो ओन वर्डिंग के आंसर्स होते हैं उनकी मार्किंग भी अच्छी होती है. ठीक है. अच्छे मार्क्स उनमें आपको मिल सकते हैं. बस आपने करना ये है कि आपने ध्यान से लेक्चर्स को सुनना है और फिर इन एमसीक्यूज और शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस की जो वीडियोस हैं इनको देखना है, ताकि आपको ये तमाम बातें जो हैं अच्छे से जहन में बैठती रहें और आप अपने एग्जाम में अच्छा परफॉर्म करते रहें. ठीक है. चलिए आगे स्टार्ट करते हैं. How does teacher participation affects a student? Teacher participation positively affects a student by improving their confidence, behavior, and social interaction. Why should teachers avoid creating high expectations for poor students? Teachers should avoid high expectation because it can create embarrassment and reduce a students' confidence. Why is a school culture linked with community? School culture is linked with community because students and teachers come from that community and reflect its values. Why should teacher know students' background? Teachers should know students' background to understand their needs and provide better support in learning. How can community influence schools? Community can influence schools by promoting positive habits such as cleanliness, discipline, and religious practices. What is the importance of parent involvement? Parent involvement is important because it improves communication, trust, and creates a positive school environment. What is positive reinforcement? Positive reinforcement means appreciating and encouraging students for their good behavior and achievement. Difference between rules and norms. Rules are strict instructions while norms focus on values. Rules control behavior while norms guide behavior. Rules are specific while norms are general principles. What is proactive discipline? Proactive discipline means teaching a student correct behavior instead of only punishing them. Why should teacher model good behavior? Teachers should model good behavior because the student observe and follow their action. What is the role of innovation in teaching? Innovation helps improve teaching methods and makes learning more effective and engaging. Why is physical environment important in school? A physical environment is important because it affects the students' learning, comfort, and overall culture. Write three ways to build positive school culture. Involve parents in school activities. Appreciate student achievement. Maintain a clean and supportive environment. What is meant by working context of teacher? Working context refers to the environment, condition, and situation in which teacher perform duties. Why does the working context of teachers vary in Pakistan? The working context varies due to differences in location, type of institution, and available resources. Difference between rural and urban teaching context. Rural areas have fewer resources while urban areas have more facilities. Rural schools face access issues while urban schools are easily accessible. Rural teaching involves more challenges while urban teaching is comparatively easier. What is the role of a teacher as a social activist? A teacher is, as a social activist, participates in community activities and helps solve social issues. Why are teachers considered leaders in society? Teachers are considered leaders because they guide students and influence community thinking and behavior. What challenges do female teachers face in Pakistan? Female teachers face challenges such as cultural restrictions, safety concern, and limited social participation. Why is community involvement important for teacher? Community involvement helps teachers understand social issues and improve relationship with the students and parents. What are the responsibilities of a teacher as a leader? A teacher should guide the student, build relationship, and promote positive changes in society. These are the responsibility of a teacher as a leader. Why do some teachers avoid community activities? Some teachers avoid community activities because they believe their role is limited to classroom teaching. Difference between employee teacher and school owner. School owner has more authority while employed teacher follows rules. Owner manages administration while teacher focuses on teaching. Owner makes decision while teacher implements them. How can teacher improve their working context? Teacher can improve their working context by building relationship, adapting to challenges, and participating in community activities. Why is adaptability important for teachers in Pakistan? Adaptability is important because teachers face diverse environment and must adjust accordingly. Why are teachers considered natural leaders? Teachers are considered natural leaders because they guide, influence, and are respected by students and society. Who do sorry? Why do students trust teachers so much? Because they believe teachers have knowledge and can guide them. How does leadership vary among teachers? Leadership varies because each teacher has different skills, experience, and personality traits. What is modern concept of teaching teacher leadership? Modern leadership focuses on influencing students positively rather than using authority and power. How do teachers view students' failure? Teachers view student failure as a result of social or environmental disadvantages rather than personal weaknesses. Name any three leadership style: coercive, democratic, coaching. Difference between coercive and democratic leadership. Coercive is strict while democratic is participative. Coercive uses fear while democratic encourages discussion. Coercive limits freedom while democratic promotes involvement. What is the role of leadership in ECE? Leadership in ECE involves motivating staff, supporting learning, and creating positive environment for children. What is meant by effective leadership? Effective leadership means guiding others, promoting teamwork, and achieving goals. Right? Three qualities of effective leader: self-awareness, ethical behavior, and strong communication skills. मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि मेरे इस वीडियो को जरूर शेयर करें वर्चुअल यूनिवर्सिटी के डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स में, ताकि मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट अपने मिड टर्म की अच्छी प्रिपरेशन कर सकें। ठीक है, चैनल सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लीजिएगा ताकि इसी तरह के तमाम इंपॉर्टेंट अपडेट्स आप तक टाइमली पहुंचती रहें। Why is innovation important in leadership? Innovation is important because it improves teaching methods and solve problem creatively. What is cross-cultural communication in leadership? Cross-cultural communication means interacting effectively with people from different cultural backgrounds. What determines teacher quality? Teacher quality depends on training, workshops, and continuous learning. What is the main difference between private and public school teacher? Private school teachers often have higher degrees, while public teachers usually have more training. What type of teachers do NGOs mostly hire? NGOs mostly hire volunteer or fresh graduates. Why is uniform teacher qualifications important? It ensures equal and standard quality education across the country. What is a key quality of a good ECE teacher? Patience is a key quality of a good ECE teacher. What is meant by language rich environment? It means active communication and interaction in the classroom. What does high adult to child ratio means? It means more teachers are available per child. What is teacher leadership? Teacher leadership is influencing and improving teaching and learning. Is teacher leadership a formal role? No. It's an informal role based on influence. What is a lifelong learning in leadership? It means continuously learning new skills and knowledge. What is practice? Reflective practice means evaluating and improving teaching methods. Why is vision important in leadership? Vision guides decision and provides direction. What is assertive leadership? Assertive leadership means taking firm decisions with clear reasoning. What is delegation? Delegation means assigning tasks to the right people. What is emotional intelligence? It is the ability to understand and manage emotions. Why is communication important in leadership? It builds trust and clarity among team members. What are primary groups? Primary groups are informal groups based on family and friends. What are secondary groups? Secondary groups are formal and professional groups. What is time management in leadership? It means prioritizing tasks effectively. Why is professional development important? It improves teachers' skills and performance. What is the role of a leader in ECE? A leader supports staff and improves learning environment. What is meant by quality in ECE? Quality in ECE means skilled staff, safe environment, and effective learning. Why should leaders explain why to staff? It increases understanding and motivation. What is open communication in leadership? It means sharing information clearly and honestly. What is the main goal of leadership in education? The main goal is to improve teaching and student learning. What is family involvement in education? Family involvement means parents actively support and participate in their child's learning and educational activities. How does family environment affect a student? A positive family environment improves the student's confidence, behavior, and academic performance. What did the AEPAM study conclude? This study concluded that a family environment has a strong positive impact on a student achievement. What did Habib's study emphasizes? Habib emphasized that both academic and professional qualification of teachers affect the student performance. give two ways to involve parents in ECE. Parent can be involved through volunteering and reviewing child's progress portfolios. Why is parent involvement important? Parent involvement improves academic results, behavior, and social skills of a student. How can teacher involve less active parents? Teacher can involve them by sending home activities, newsletters, and arranging meetings. How does family involvement support brain development? Practice at home strengthens learning patterns and improves brain development. What is the role of parents in ECE? Parents support learning at home and connect school learning with real life experience. What is the main benefit of home school connection? It creates a strong learning system that improves students' success. इसके साथ ही ये शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर की वीडियो यही मुकम्मल होती है। मिड टर्म के हवाले से ये वीडियो बनाई गई थी। पार्ट 1 इसका मैंने ये कंप्लीट कर दिया है, जो कि लेसन 1 से लेसन 11 तक कंप्लीट होता है। ठीक है, मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि ये आपके लिए बहुत यूजफुल वीडियो रहेगी। इन शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन से आप लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन की प्रैक्टिस भी बासानी कर सकते हैं। फिर से मैं आपको यही कहूंगी कि अगर आपने मेरे लेक्चर्स नहीं अब तक देखे हैं तो लेक्चर जरूर देख लें, उनसे आपको काफी हेल्प मिलेगी इन तमाम बातों को याद रखने में। ठीक है जी, मैंने मजीद बहुत डिटेल में लेक्चर्स में तमाम बातों को समझाया हुआ है। सही है, चैनल पे अगर आप नए हैं तो चैनल जरूर सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा, ताकि इसी तरह तमाम सब्जेक्ट के इम्पोर्टेंट जो लेक्चर्स हैं और वीडियोस हैं वो आप तक टाइमली पहुंचती रहें। वीडियो पसंद आए, हेल्पफुल लगे तो लाइक जरूर कीजिएगा और इसे लाजमी अपने फेलो स्टूडेंट्स के साथ शेयर कीजिएगा, ताकि मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट इनसे फायदा हासिल कर सके। मैं इंशाल्लाह ताला अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो के साथ जल्द हाजिर होंगी। तब तक आप सब अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।